Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel for the video that you have been waiting for. This is my how to live the points plus life in the smart points world video. I am going to tell you all about how I follow the points plus plan while everybody on official Weight Watchers stuff is on smart points. For those of you that don't know, I said farewell to freestyle at the beginning of April and decided to follow the old points plus plan, which is one of the older plans on Weight Watchers that I found worked for me. I personally made my goal and lost 57 pounds using the points plus program, and when I wasn't seeing the same kind of success on freestyle after a very not difficult, but like tried and true, I tried it, I really did, I followed it, effort on freestyle. As much as I love freestyle, don't get me wrong, I love freestyle, and I have a couple of videos up talking about it, I decided that for weight loss purposes, I was going to go back to points plus and see if that actually helped me or not. After I did this, the questions came pouring in, and a lot of them were, how do you follow points plus when Weight Watchers is not currently points plus? So I'm here to tell you that today. First, a little bit of information. For those of you that don't know, Points Plus was the old program that started in November 2010. So I joined Weight Watchers in 2009, and shortly thereafter, it was about a year in, I used their regular points program, and then they switched to Points Plus. The macronutrients that they use to calculate the Points Plus values of something is fat, carbs, fiber, and protein. And that is very different from what they use now. They take a lot of things into consideration, but the things that totally elevate the amount of smart points something is saturated fat, or fat in general as well, but specifically saturated fat, and sugar. And while sugar is a carbohydrate, the direct impact of sugar on smart points boosts things way up, and on Points Plus, that was not the case. On smart points also, you get rewarded, so to speak, for something being high protein, and protein will actually bring the level of stuff down. On points plus, something that is higher protein doesn't necessarily have that same effect, because points plus still accounted for the fact that protein is still worth calories. And as far as I can remember, a gram of protein and a gram of carbohydrate is equivalent to about 4 calories per gram, and fat is about 9 calories per gram. So Points Plus takes all of these things into consideration, including the calorie content of it. Whereas Freestyle takes in things into consideration like, yeah, it might be X amount of carbohydrates, but it's this much sugar, which means we're gonna cost you a whole lot more for it. And the same way with their 200 plus 0-point food options, we are not taking into consideration the calories that are in most of those foods. Let's get back to Points Plus. Points Plus also introduced the idea of 0-point foods, but this was restricted specifically to produce, fruits, and vegetables. Fresh, frozen with no added sugar, canned only in their own juices. No added sugar, no syrups, nothing. This of course does not include things like potatoes, corn, peas, and avocados. So using your best judgment, most produce was 0 points plus. Everything else had a points plus value. In December 2012, they updated the Points Plus plan to a plan called Weight Watchers 360. And while nothing much changed in terms of Points Plus themselves, they introduced the idea of habits and how important it is to incorporate and create healthy habits in your lifestyle in order to help yourself lose and maintain your weight. Points Plus was followed up until December 2015, when they completely shook everything up, introduced Smart Points, and Points Plus appeared to be a thing of the past. Now, the only way that we can follow the Points Plus plan, if we so desire, is to download a non-Weight Watchers endorsed app, and there are several options out there, and I'm going to be talking about the one that I use personally today, and to follow the plan without the guidance of Weight Watchers, because they are specifically focused on Weight Watchers freestyle and the lifestyle that encourages. So, just how difficult is it to follow Points Plus in a Smart Points world? Truth be told, it's really not. All you need to do is find one of the apps that will work for you, download it, and use it as you would the Weight Watchers app. The big thing that you lose if you decide to do Points Plus instead of Smart Points is the ability to access Weight Watchers directly. You can't use their app. You can't use, like all of their resources online and everything is all talking smart points. So you do lose that, but there are plenty of people out there that can still help you establish and create a community around your Points Plus lifestyle. When it comes to finding recipes and everything online, all you need is a Points Plus calculator, which will be included in one of those apps that you download. And as long as you have the nutrition information of one of the recipes you find online that has the fat, carbs, fiber, and protein, you can find out the Points Plus values of a serving. There's even better news though. It's a little bit easier when you are talking about blogs that create recipes and like to include the Weight Watchers information right there on their website. My 3 favorite websites to go to for Weight Watchers friendly recipes are Drizzle Me Skinny, Emily Bites, and Skinny Taste. All of those websites have information for their recipes, for every recipe, in Freestyle Smart Points, and Points Plus. They kept Points Plus right there on the website. So if you're using one of those blogs to gather recipes for inspiration and to cook for your family, you can get the Points Plus values right there on their websites. Also, some of my favorite books that I used to get all the time when I was on Points Plus, when Weight Watchers was on Points Plus, are the Hungry Girl cookbooks. I adore Hungry Girl. And on Hungry Girl's website, if you buy the books, you can go on the website where she has photos of every recipe and not smart points, but Points Plus values of every recipe in the older books. In the newer books, she has smart point stuff written out and her new recipes that she emails out. It's all spoken in terms of smart points, but she always includes the nutrition information that will tell you the fat, carbs, fiber, and protein that will easily allow you to plug into your Points Plus calculator and give you the Points Plus values of the Hungry Girl recipe. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is the way you would follow Points Plus is the exact same way you would follow Smart Points, just with a different app. You still use a calculator, you still use nutrition information, it's all the same. The calculating is just a little bit different. Now, for the thing that everybody actually wants to know is, what app do I use? How do I use it? The app I use is called iTrackBites. There are a couple of other ones out there available. I think there's one called Pro Tracker and Ultimate Food Values Diary. Those are the 3 that I know of. But I chose iTrackBites for whatever reason. I just kind of like their interface a little bit more. And I did, in fact, subscribe to the Pro version recently, and I am so glad I did. The Pro version costs $36 a year. For an entire year, and it unlocks things like the online search feature, which I found to be essential, and the restaurant guide and the snack guide and all sorts of other things that, yeah, you could find that information somewhere else, but it's so much easier to have it all in one app that I decided it was completely worth the $36. So I was originally going to be doing like a screen capture thing with the new feature on the iPhone. The screen capture is not working, so we will be using some screenshots, and I'm going to do my best to tell you what is happening in the iTrackBites app. So when you sign up for iTrackBites, you will have the option to choose your plan. It will have, and pro tip, if it says bites, it really means points, but points is copyrighted by Weight Watchers, so they can't call it the points program. So you have regular old classic bites, which is the plan before Points Plus. You have Bites Plus, you have Bites Smart, which is Smart Points, and you have Bites Flex, which is Freestyle. Get it? So I'm following Bites Plus on the Tracker app. Up in the top right-hand corner, you will see an add button. The add button is how you add most of your foods to your tracker. If you click the add button, you will see create new food. That screen looks like this. All you have to do is enter in your name and the Bites Plus value for at minimum. That's like your quick add button on Weight Watchers. If you know the points value, write in the food, write in how many points, hit go and hit track. It'll add it to your tracker. Simple. If you decide to go pro, one of the features you unlock is the Recipe Builder. The Recipe Builder works just like the one on the Weight Watchers app. It just looks a little different because it's not the Weight Watchers app. Works the same way. Add all of your ingredients together, tell it how many people you're serving, and it will tell you how many points it is per serving. The Pocket Guide has very generalized information. It has almond butter, peanut butter, salmon, chicken, and all sorts of different forms, but it won't have any branded specific information for you. For that, you need to get access to the online guide, and the online guide is a lot more specific, but in order to get the online guide, you have to pay the pro fee for it. As you can see, you also have a scan barcode option. For that, you just have to use it like you would the regular barcode scanner. You scan the item, and then it will tell you how many points a serving of that item is. If it's not in the database, then it gives you the opportunity to create the food, and it will calculate it for you. Favorites allows you to save some of your favorite foods, and then you can just tap on it in your favorites, and it will automatically add it for you. And it's same with recently tracked foods. Search USDA foods. I don't really know what this means. I think it's kind of another generalized search. Oh, maybe not. I don't really know. There's Applebee's in here and Archway. So I don't really know what classifies something as a USDA food. I don't really use that one. But I do use the search online foods. This is the reason I went pro, because I can actually search for brand name things without having to scan it or calculate it, and sometimes it will actually show up. If I'm searching for salmon, I'm much more likely to get the exact description that I'm looking for with the online subscription. Search restaurants. When you go pro, it unlocks the restaurant guide. I have found this to be crucial because when I eat out, I want to know what I'm doing, and I don't want to have to hunt down nutrition information if I don't have to. The restaurant guide was a huge perk of going pro on iTrackBites. Search snacks. When I click on it, I don't really use this, but it has like 3 Musketeers, mint, 5-hour energy, and sodas and all. I started scrolling through, and a lot of it was sodas, and I don't drink soda, so I was like, I'm not going to be using that feature, but maybe you might. That also unlocked, as well as the search beer with the pro access. And at the bottom, it says create new activity or search activities, which is what you can use to calculate how many points you have earned back. And I mean, that's really all you need to know. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see tracker, faves and guide, calculator, community, and settings. All of these are important things, but the faves and guide basically is just another interface for you to get to the search features that I just showed you by clicking the little plus button up at the upper right hand corner. The calculator is the other super important thing you need. It's right there in the middle on the bottom, and it will tell you your bites plus value. You pop in your fat, your carbs, your fiber, your protein. Bites plus value will pop up, boom, boom, you're done. The community is a feature that I don't often access, but I'm sure it is filled with all sorts of great information, kind of like Weight Watchers Connect, but for iTrackBites users. And then the settings is where you can change things if you need to. It's where you can go to upgrade pro. You can update your weight, you can update your profile, you can change your weight loss plan if you want to switch to a different Weight Watchers plan or just straight counting calories. You would do it under settings. And that's really all you need to know. If you're super curious, there's a healthy checks option that gets you back down to the healthy checks that Weight Watchers had you do back on Points Plus. You could check fruits and veggies, how many dairy servings, oil, your water, your lean proteins, your whole grains, and your multivitamin. And then to get out of that, all you have to do is scroll back up because it really just jumped you to the bottom of your page. And then when you want to weigh in, you just click the weigh in button once. It'll bring you to the weigh in screen. Click the weigh in button again, and you can enter in your weight for that day. And that is really all you need to know about the iTrackBites app. It's super duper simple. It's very self-explanatory. Just take 10 or 15 minutes, poke around and explore and figure out how to use it, and you'll find that it is just as easy to use as the Weight Watchers app, but it allows me to do Points Plus instead of Smart Points, which is amazing. If I haven't mentioned it already, when you join iTrackBites, it will ask you for your gender, your weight, your age, your height, your activity level, and it will automatically calculate how many daily Points Plus and weekly Points Plus you get. I personally get 26 Points Plus daily and 49 weeklies, which I think is standard. If I remember correctly, everybody got 49 weekly Points Plus, but the number of daily Points Plus you got is what changed as you lost weight. 26 is the minimum. You will not go under 26 Points Plus for a day. So if this is the plan that I need to maintain. 26 and 49 is what I'm gonna get no matter how much more weight I lose. That is how I follow Points Plus in a Smart Points world. It's really not that hard if you're willing to take the couple extra minutes right when you decide to switch just to figure out what resources you need and to go and get them. Most of the stuff can be found online or at the tip of your fingers thanks to the iTrackBites app or the Ultimate Value Tracker or the Pro Tracker app. Many people have told me about using those other apps and it seems to work fine. I just can't tell you about them because I do not use them. So there you have it. That is how you live the Points Plus lifestyle in a Smart Points world. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click the little subscribe button down there so you get notified every time I upload something new. I really hope this video helped you. It was so very highly requested. I wish I could have done the screen capture and actually walked you through in a video, but for whatever reason, my phone was not having it. I tried several times, but it wasn't working. So I wish it did. We're gonna have to go with screenshots instead. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time.